Hello children, from today let us start a new chapter, that is our chapter number 9, Congruence of Triangles. So children, let us start our chapter by learning what is congruency. From last few days you have been learning about triangle and its properties. You have also learned about Pythagoras theorem. Now in this chapter we are going to learn about congruent triangles. But before coming to triangles, let us learn about different congruent figures. And before that, let us learn what is congruency. Here it is written, when two shapes are exactly of the same size and shape, we say they are congruent. Let me explain this taking certain example. I have taken a smiley face. I have taken certain figures which are similar to it. Let us see whether these figures are congruent or no. So I am going to number these figures as 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now I have to search shapes which are congruent to the first shape. Let us see. Now figure 2 is similar in shape and size as figure 1. But the direction is changed. Now figure 3 is smaller compared to figure 1. Figure 4 is larger compared to figure 1. And again figure 5 is of same size and shape as figure 1. So I can say that figure 2 and 5 are congruent to figure 1. In other ways, I can say that if I cut this figure 2 and place it on figure 1 or figure 5, if I cut and place it on figure 1, then they will exactly coincide with each other. Let us now do a small fun activity. Here certain figures are given and you have to find out which of these figures are congruent. See, figure A, E, G, B are congruent, I'll say, because if I cut this figure and place on each other, they will coincide with each other. You have to know that the symbol used to represent congruency is this one. So here I have written that A is congruent to E. Now let us learn about congruency of line segment. See, I have taken two line segments AP and PQ. The length of both this line segment is equal. So I can say that line segment AB is congruent to line segment PQ. See, again you remember that this is the symbol used to represent the congruency. So I can say that two line segments are congruent if they have equal length. So children, let us now learn about congruent angles. Here I have taken two angles, that is angle ABC and angle PQR. You can see angle ABC is equal to 53 degree. Similarly, angle PQR also is 53 degree. So, since the measure of these two angles is same, I can say that the two angles are congruent. I can say that angle ABC is congruent to angle PQR. So, I can define congruent angles are two angles are congruent if they have equal measures. So, children, let us now learn congruency of circles. So, you can imagine now two circles we have here, that is circle A and circle B, and radius of this two circle is 5 unit. Are they congruent? Yes, I can say that two circles are congruent if they have equal radii. That is, if the radius of one of the circle is equal to the second one, then we can say the two circles are congruent. Let us come to the next congruent figure, congruency of a square. Here I have taken two square which is having equal length. So I can say that the two squares are congruent if they have equal sides. Now let us come to the next one, that is congruency of rectangles. So two rectangles will be called congruent if their length is equal and the breadth are equal. So I can say that two rectangles are congruent if they have equal lengths and breadths. So children, now we learned about different congruent figures. And we also learned why these figures are called congruent. So let us now learn about congruent triangles or congruency of triangles. Here I have taken two triangles, that is ABC and DEF. Suppose if I cut this triangle, that is ABC, and place it on triangle DEF, it will exactly overlap on each other. So I can say that two triangles are congruent if they cover each other completely when superimposed. And how will I represent this? I will write that a triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. So when superimposed, I can say that A will fall on D, B on E, C on F, and this relation between parts of two triangles is known as correspondence, and it is represented by this symbol. So how will I write the different parts of the triangle, that is 6 parts of the triangle? So you all know the triangle has totally 6 parts, that is 3 angles and 3 sides. So how will I write this using this correspondence sign? Let us see. So the angles are written like this. Angle A is corresponding to angle D. Angle B is corresponding to angle E. Angle C is corresponding to angle F. Similarly, AB is corresponding to DE. AC is corresponding to side DF and side BC is corresponding to side EF. So now, if triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF, I can say that side AB is congruent to side DF. Similarly, side BC is congruent to side EF and side AC is congruent to side DF. Similarly, angle A of triangle ABC will be congruent to angle A of triangle DEF, and angle B will be congruent to angle E, and angle C will be congruent to angle F. So children, let us learn more about congruent figures. Suppose I have two congruent figures. Will they have equal area and perimeter? Yes. But if I take two figures which are having equal area and perimeter, they need not be congruent. Let us see, taking an example. I have taken a square of side 6 cm. Its area will be 36 cm square. Now I will take a rectangle whose length is 9 cm and breadth is 4 cm. Here also the area will be 9 into 4, that is L into B, that is equal to 36 centimeter square. But this square and rectangle will not be congruent because they differ in size and shape. Let us conclude here and continue with our video in our next class.